Do you have what it takes to escape the Matrix? Hey, what's up, everybody? And today we got my boy Liberty Dragon. What's up, bro? Let's go.
Out here breathing fire, ching.
What's up, Lib? How are you today? Let me know.
Nino, my friend, I am exuberant. Thank you for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Me and Lib. We're gonna go deep down this rabbit hole in regards to the Matrix, escaping it, what it takes to do so. Okay, Lib, there's no beating around the bush. Andrew Tate, right? There's tater haters and tater totters. Let's get to it, right? I've noticed something, bro, about you, Aiden Ross, men that have basically upped their whole game, should I say, where they've matured, right? I saw Aiden Ross, bro, and this clip that I saw about him, bro, it made me want to make this video, right? Because I see the guy in a whole nother light. I've never really watched him, but from the time I watched him, and I think Blueface and his girlfriend were punking on him and all this, beta activities, right? I don't know if you ever seen that. To the man I see now, it's wild. And what I like about what he talks about, and keeping vices and traps of the Matrix, the world, to a minimum, if not just getting rid of them in complete totality. So take us on this journey, Lib, on what has the whole Tate theology done for you, and how have you upgraded in your whole, situation in life? Go ahead.
Thank you, my friend. Stellar intro. Great points. And I have to say, just about every possible conceivable facet of my, existence has changed. Every single part of my existence has changed. The way I speak with other people, business wise, the way I speak with women I'm trying to get with, the way I go after my dreams, how much I work out, how well I take care of myself, the amount of vices I do, which is none. Okay, maybe cigars, but that's it. Everything has changed. Just the complete and utter absolute way that I look at life has took a whole 360. You know what I mean?
And what do you think about the Aiden Ross situation, bro? You got awesome videos, great numbers about Aiden Ross, bro. Can you touch on his whole transformation as well? Because I think that's very instrumental in this whole video also.
Absolutely. Aiden Ross used to be a pudgy, lame, porno star, endorsing scum, basically, and a gambler, many, many vices. He had a sponsorship deal with Steak. He was bringing on porno stars, OnlyFans thoughts onto his live streams all the time. All this debauchery, all this degeneracy. And now he don't want to hear it. And let me just, as a good example, he actually brought this girl on the stream that he had scheduled like months in advance. It's this porn star. He brought this girl on, and she's like, oh, let me suck on your finger. Let me do this, like daddy, blah, blah, all this. And he's like, no, that's haram. No, that's degenerate. I don't want that. That's Satan. That's temptation. You're not going to stop me from my mission. You're not going to get me off of my grind. And I'm like, whoa. Aiden Ross. He went from making excuses to making moves. And how did that happen? Andrew Tate. 100,000% Andrew Tate. They had been, talking to each other via Twitch live stream for months, about 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago was the very first live stream that, Andrew Tate joined Aiden Ross on. And from the very jump, you could tell that this was like a legendary bromance. But, Aiden Ross kept on making excuses. At first, you could tell he was like, playing into it like, ha, loving the views, of course, as he should. Andrew Tate breaking the Matrix everywhere he goes, breaking the view count everywhere he goes, as Morpheus would, you know what I mean? But, but each stream as it went on, Aiden Ross, something else, like the gears continued to turn and turn and turn. And then finally, Aiden Ross got serious. He said, Andrew Tate, I'm coming to Dubai to meet you, to go under your wing. And he finally went. And it was a legendary meeting. I ain't gonna lie. It was really something special. You could tell. You know, and then the next big chapter in the phase was afterwards. You know, Aiden Ross was still a little hesitant, but he got a no. When he was there, he was like, you know what, I got it. I'm locked in. I realize that if I change, that my viewers will change. It's not about me. He told Andrew Tate, he said, it's not about me. That's selfishness. Wow. It's about my viewers. It's about changing the world. And Andrew Tate was like, now you see, Neo. Now you see. Ty, for real. It's like, now you see, Neo, when Neo starts to believe, like in the Matrix. And Aiden Ross began to believe. So beautifully so. And then he got back, and he was starting to believe. And then, you know, he was doing push-ups on stream for Andrew Tate. I know that sounds weird, but that's his mentor. That's his big bro. You know, it's always good to have a mentor. It's always good to have somebody to look up to. You know, my life has changed drastically by looking up to Andrew Tate, using him as my mentor to improve my life in every conceivable way possible. And when he got back, he was doing like weird push-ups. It was like a joke. And it was like, oh, he's humping the ground. And like Andrew Tate made a joke and it was like funny. And he's like, if you can't do this certain amount of push-ups in this time frame, you got to shave your head. And Aiden Ross was like, fine. Whatever. He lost the bet. So he's like, okay, word up. So a few days later, he calls back Andrew Tate, and he's wearing a bald cap. What? But Andrew Tate thinks that he really went bald, and he's smiling, cheesing, like you finally went from internet dork to a G. Aiden Ross, you are a gangster. And then he peeled off his bald cap. And you could see the look on Andrew Tate's face. He's like, I guess you're not a G, are you, Aiden? And then Aiden Ross was like, well, wait. On January 1st, I will shave my head. And Andrew Tate so poetically said, I don't give a bleep about January 1st. They're coming after me. The Matrix is going to get me by then. And he called it. So after that point, after Aiden Ross saw that Andrew Tate got arrested, it really clicked in his brain. Andrew Tate called it. And he felt so bad. He even did a video on it. He looked at the video from before when he really went bald. And he's like, chat, I know I messed up. I know I did. And he looked and he reviewed that other video and how disappointed Andrew Tate was. And Aiden Ross was truly disappointed that he didn't shave his head in time for Andrew Tate to see that he actually did it. However, Aiden Ross did go through with it. January 1st, a man of his word, he shaved his head bald. And it was a pretty lit stream, I ain't gonna lie. He had the shade on, you know. He had a cigar and all that, you know. And he was like looking like a real G. And that was the beginning of Neo. Aiden Ross is the Neo to Andrew Tate's Morpheus. And to be quite frank, we're all Neos in our own way. Because Andrew Tate is unlocking the parts in our brains that maybe we haven't been using to our fullest. And that's the truth. And I know there's...
Go ahead, sorry.
And I know there's going to be some haters. Oh, you're derided. Who cares? He's just some random guy. They don't understand. They don't understand that he has activated an entire generation of men and women to stand up for themselves, to stand up against a degenerate society and culture, to stand up against the new world order. He's activated an entire generation. It doesn't matter what happens to Andrew Tate anymore. That's the beautiful thing. His work is done. He's done it. They can never take that away. People are changed. I'm a changed man. Aiden Ross is a changed man. Millions and millions of people in the world are changed, and they're never going back to sleep.
And that's what I wanted to make this video about, Lib. I've seen the change. I've seen the maturity in yourself. And I have to ask, bro, is it real? What finally clicked in your brain to make you say, hey, I'm gonna be, I would say, like Aiden Ross, but I think you made this transition before him. What actually clicked to where you said, I'm on this path and I want this now?
Well, you know, it's just, talking into existence, talking about manifestation. You got to believe in yourself, and the world doesn't care about you. Like Andrew Tate said, and if you don't care about yourself enough to get up off your ass and make something of yourself, then you don't deserve to become anything. And that's the truth. Nobody's going to save you. You got to save yourself. You got to believe in yourself. That's all you have. You know what I mean? And it's just a complete and absolute change, and I've totally felt it. And now I feel like I'm a G. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be treated with anything less than the absolute respect that I deserve.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And what are your thoughts on people saying that it's misogyny or however they say, right? That, well, can you clarify this, bro? Do you represent a pig-headed male or a toxic masculinity? Touch on those aspects, bro.
Not at all. Not at all. We believe in traditional gender roles. I say we because we have similar beliefs. And, I've held a lot of these beliefs for a long time. I've just become more activated, of course. More active, as you can see. Your boy active out here now. But it's not misogynist at all. Men and women are different, and we have different roles. We're equal, but in different ways.
Wow.
We have strengths and weaknesses. The woman is the childbearer. She deserves to be protected, nurtured, looked after.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be. You know what I mean? And to have that, and I just want to say for all my men out there, to have a submissive female, you have to be a masculine and dominant male. You can't be a lazy, out of shape loser bum and expect some woman to respect you enough to want to listen to what you have to say.
Touch on that, bro. Touch on that. I just dropped a video on that. Basically, the gist of it is that there's a war on men and women in the traditional sense, right? The feminist movement, that they want to make men more effeminate and that women are more empowered by being more masculine. Bro, you had a great point about women that are masculine, bro. Why are women so masculine? Is that really the natural way and order of life?
Right. Well, the reason why women are becoming more masculine, besides obviously is culture, is because there has been a generation of men, like you said, who have become weakened, who have become more feminine, and have not done their duty to protect these women. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. It's on everybody at this point. It's not on an entire generation. And so because these women cannot rely on these men, they're going through so much trauma that is causing them to become more masculine. Because for a man, trauma is everything. That's what makes us who we are. We get respect when you have a battle scar. We have scars because that means we went through a battle and we survived. But women aren't supposed to go through all that trauma. They're not supposed to have all those scars. And because they've gone through so much trauma in many cases, it's natural for them to become more masculine. Oh, shut up. You can't tell me what to do. I don't need no man. I'm independent. And look, I understand it. I get it. Because there's been a generation of male who have been, demasculated and turned into weakened, feminine type characters. So it's on everybody, but that's changing. That is changing now. The world is going back into order. Morpheus has cracked the matrix, and now society is being reset to what it's supposed to be.
Quick question.
And let me just say, I will not let people talk down on me or disrespect me or make me seem like I'm a bad person or like I disrespect women, because I love women and I will protect women because that's my role as a man.
Totally agree. Touch on the bodies, men and women. I even say it like this. I think women really don't care how many bodies a man has. Now, a woman, when she has a high body count, which seems to be the norm nowadays with them being more masculine, right? A woman can't be respected, in my opinion, one that's been promiscuous, been passed around, a woman with a high body count. Touch on that, bro.
Well, you know what, Nino? Men worry about a woman's past while women worry about a man's future. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And everybody respects and likes that playboy who is able to get a lot of women. Not necessarily does, but is able to. Because that means you carry those characteristics, those traits that make you a desirable person. You know what I'm saying? And any woman can go down the street and say, hey, I'm horny. And every dude, not every dude, but they can easily get sex. They are the key holders to, the sexual marketplace. They hold the keys. And when they allow anybody to have sex with them, they are devaluing and objectifying themselves. And they wonder why men do not respect them. And it's everybody. Everybody this entire generation has been corrupted. But when women are allowing anybody to sleep with them, why are these dudes going to get better? Because usually if you're a loser, you're a bum, you don't deserve to have a woman. You don't deserve to sleep with a woman. You got to work on yourself. But when you have these women out here letting any dude smash, what does the dude care if he's better or not?
Wow.
He's going to smash anyways. And that's been a very important aspect of making men better, because women make men better. We make each other better. The man protects the woman, and she can be her full feminine self. She can let go. She can believe in her man and do her duties, her roles to back up her man and have a nuclear family. You know what I mean? And the female women are very keen on picking up on very minute details. And a lot of times women will be like, babe, I think if you did this like this, and you did, and being all feminine and sweet and beautiful and lovely, they're the way they talk to their man. If it's all real feminine, the man's going to be like, thanks, babe. You know what? You're right. I do need a change in this. Thank you for telling me that. I love you. I love you, snickerdoodle. Type shit. I love you, snickerdoodle.
Hey, Lib, great segment here, bro. We're going to go on and wind it down to keep this kind of short so they can get the most value out of this clip without being too long-winded.
What's all about, brother?
Real quick, Lib, final words, bro, how this train of thought has impacted your life and where you plan on taking this whole situation of yours, this newfound perspective of life, right? Maybe that you already kind of had, but basically compacted it and got it more focused. Where is your steps in the future? Where are you headed? Go ahead, Lib.
Well, first of all, I am livid at what they did to Andrew Tate, how they wrongfully imprisoned him. And the Matrix thought that they were going to get one on over us. But really what they did is piss off an entire generation of men and women and activated them. As soon as Andrew Tate, I was messing with my boy Andrew Tate, but as soon as they arrested him, something in my brain told me it's my duty to take up the mantle, to pick up where he left off. It's up to all of us. We're all Neos now. It's the keys in our hands. He did everything that he had to do. He could not ever do anything again, and he's done enough. He's activated an entire generation, and I understand it, and I accept my duty, and it's my role to stand up and fight back peacefully. I don't want anybody to misconstrue me, against a degenerate society, culture, government, and world.
The one, the only Liberty Dragon, y'all. Bro, I couldn't have said it any better myself. I just wanted to dissect your train of thought. We're going to do more videos like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is just crazy because I've seen the growth and maturity in Liberty Dragon as a friend, fellow Patriot. I've seen Aiden Ross, and I know I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a Tater hater or a Tater lover, to be honest, but I have to admit, when I seen the fruit of his, which is Lib and men like him, I like it. I like what I see, bro. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end it right here. And just remember, you're an American. You're a patriot. You got grit. Act like it. I'm out.
Ching.